take a look at this guy on the mound, Shohei Ohtani. Say what you want, he's devastating. He gave up those 3 runs, and then, as Ben indicated, left the Phillies in the dust. They ate his dust. That's how effective he was. Ben, you put together really what he did after he spotted him in the 3.
After the next 4 innings, 1 hit. He gave up 1 hit in the next 4 innings. This guy was dealing tonight. Through the four-seamer 40% of the time. He was just on top of his game. And the fact that he had 23 swings and misses, 89 pitches. This guy threw 60 strikes. Out of his 89 pitches, 60 were strikes. So he was electric, and he was just able to dial it up when he needed to. No one's going to hit that pitch. The splits that he was throwing Schwarber tonight were absolutely filthy, and the curveballs. And, you just hope it's not something that they've said, you know what, we're going to go at the top with the four-seamer and below the zone with the off-speed. That's the way to get these guys.
And we're watching these highlights. You're watching the highlights too, right? Bryce Harper said we missed pitches over the zone.
Yeah.
I just saw about 10 pitches right there that there were 2 in the zone, and the rest were all out of the zone. So I think they chased a lot more than they needed to.
Not early in counts, though, Rick. He knew that they were.
Right, he was getting them into 0-2, 1-2 counts.
But they definitely had some fastballs they could hit. It's a lot easier for me to say sitting here in this chair, and I'm not facing the 99 to 101.
6 innings pitched, just 3 hits allowed, and the 3 runs allowed. But then he settled down. The Phillies couldn't hit it. And I'm not making this about Ohtani, because Harper said we miss pitches over the plate. You got to do that. That's why you're there. They failed to do it, and unfortunately, they just looked overmatched against Ohtani as the game progressed.
Yep.
And now a 2-2. Harper swings and misses. Strike 3. Ohtani putting them away with the curve. 8 strikeouts now for the Dodgers starter/DH. Alec Bohm swings at the first pitch, pops it high in the air, shallow right field. Coming in Hernandez, he's waiting, and he squeezes the second out of the 6th inning.
I mean, just like every time that Ohtani takes the field, it's like, oh, we've never seen this before.
The payoff pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. And Ohtani again comes off the mound, screaming and pumping his fist as he has pitched another 1-2-3 inning. 1-2-3 in the 6th go the Phillies with bookending Ks. 9 now for Shohei.
And this is a spot, 1 goal. Throw strikes, get 3 outs, and go back to the hotel.
Can only imagine the heart rate and the nerves and the emotions for Sasaki. He will face 6, 7, and 8 for the Phillies, starting with JT Realmuto. The Dodgers 3 outs away from a win. Game. The 1-2. Realmuto takes, called strike 3. Stuck the forkball and got him to stare. Here's the pitch. Castellanos swings. Ground ball to second. Gobbled up by Rojas. He sets and throws to Freeman. That's out number 2. Kepler over to third, but now 2 outs in the 9th inning. Sasaki steps and fires. In the air, third base side. Muncy calling for it in foul ground, waving everybody off. It's in his glove, and that's a win for LA. The Dodgers roar back from an early 3-0 deficit. The brothers Hernandez bring in 5 runs. A quality start from Ohtani, then Glasnow, Vesia, and Sasaki slam the door to steal Game 1 of the division series.
Shohei pitched really well for 6 innings. He had 1 bumpy inning there in the 2nd inning, but he picks up a win in his first ever postseason start. But the offense, Kike Hernandez coming through big, Teoscar Hernandez, and then Roki saving it.
Well, first of all, Shohei Ohtani was really impressive. But it was so impressive not only that he went 6 innings and only allowed 3 runs, but the fact that he settled down after giving up those 3 runs in that 2nd inning. And I think it really allowed the Dodger offense to be able to come back and end up getting the runs, getting the lead, and winning this game.
Alex, you came into this game bases loaded. Of course, you were able to execute, but to be in that moment, describe going on the mound, feeling it, and closing that one out.
Yeah, this place is loud. It's great atmosphere. I mean, for myself, Mark comes out, we go over a little scouting report, and just trusting my strengths there. Getting 1 out. So obviously it went the way we wanted to, and then Roki comes in, shuts the door. It's a good win by the Dodgers. Teo, that bomb was sick.
What was the reaction reaction in the bullpen? We saw him losing his mind.
We were going nuts. We were going nuts. J-Bone, our trainer, he almost passed out. So yeah, we were in a good spot down there after that homer.
What did you see from Shohei tonight?
Well, he felt really good with his fastball early on. Nomar and I talked about it. You know, even though you're amped up and you feel like you can blow it by people, he actually probably stuck with the fastball a little too long there in his rough inning. But once he figured out that they could catch up to an adrenaline fastball because they have adrenaline, then he started using the breaking stuff, and that's when he really started to dominate.
And how much fun was this to watch? Or we saw him in a couple regular season games, and then in the wild card series, Roki gets it done again tonight.
Triple-digit fastball, and then the splitty. The splitty wasn't down. The only one that was down actually turned out to be a double, but the other ones look like they're going to go up by guys' eyes and then just drop out of the sky almost like a curveball, but it comes in with very little spin and acts like a knuckleball and just blows them away with the fastball included. And this final out, it was making him really good when Max starts waving his arms.
Felt like the tides kind of started to turn there. Did you start to feel the momentum building on the offense, and then you guys were able to get to the bullpen?
Yeah, I mean, for us, it's always a matter of time. It's always a matter of getting it going, and it seemed like we did it at the right time. And after that, you know, Teo with a big 3-run homer, like he's done time after time the last 2 years, and all credit to the pitching. I think Shohei, after that one inning, he kept us in the game. He kept doing it, and the bullpen came in, shutting the door. It was really huge for us.
We saw Roki Sasaki close out the wild card. For him to close this one out in this atmosphere, what was it like just being behind him?
I mean, it was huge. I wasn't sure what to expect. He started warming up really late, and then we had that situation where the ball hit the umpire, and it kind of gave him a chance to get ready and come in the game. And he did what he did against Cincinnati, so it was fun to watch, and we're looking forward to the next game.
How did you see the Roki's development? Like he struggled with injuries and came back, and he got like 3 games so far and did a really good job.
Yeah, Roki was awesome. It's not an easy task what he just did tonight, and he didn't look like he was bothered at all out there. It was really cool to watch. Obviously, it was great for us. It was really fun to be behind him during that, and we definitely trust him.
Can you walk us through that, Shohei? You talked yesterday about possibly being a little nervous. How did it feel to pitch in your first postseason game, and what were the good and the bad?
登板することに関して少し緊張するかもというコメントありましたけども、実際投げてみてどうでしたか？
試合前はそうですね、いろいろねデータを整理している段階とかでは試合の中をイメージして緊張感っていうのありましたけど、実際に試合で投げることに関しては集中して緊張感ありましたけど、それよりも集中して試合に入っていけてたかなと思います。
Yeah, prior to the game, just preparing for the game, just looking at the data, doing my usual preparation. I was a little nervous, imagining myself out there on the mound. But once I was on the mound and on the field, that went away, and it was really me focusing. Yeah.
In the 8th inning, you were showing bunt when you were looking to hit. Can you just kind of take me through that moment?
8回の打席でバントしたことというのをちょっと振り返ってもらって。
最後はそうですね、ウィルナーとバットぐらいでローキが作り始めてたので、監督から時間を稼いでほしいっていうオーダーが出てましたし、そういう意味ではいいフォアボールになったのかなとは思うので、良かったのかなとは思いますね。はい。
I was told by Dave Roberts to make some time for Roki pitching in the bullpen, warming up. So I wanted to do everything in my power to make sure we got ample time for him.
Well, Tyler, just to come out of the bullpen in this one, I know is almost like a very intense elevated side work, but for you coming out, what was it just like kind of going on that mound today?
Definitely different. I think I was in the bathroom and the phone rang and they yelled my name. I was like, all right, here we go. And I ran up and warmed up and definitely felt weird, but fun, like adrenaline. You kind of have more things going, not as much effort to get the same stuff, I guess. And warmed up. Teo hit that homer. That was great. Went out, through, felt good.
Just take me through, obviously, we've talked about the history. Shohei's done so much of this. What was it like just seeing him do this, actually accomplish it? The 9 strikeouts, playing this full game, still active on both ends. You talked about just now that this is who he is, but what is that like to see anew?
Well, it's certainly never been done, certainly at this level. I think it just really, speaks to, I use the word compartmentalize a lot, but this epitomizes compartmentalize. And, he's essentially 2 people you know, in one night, in one game. To kind of look at the at-bats that he took tonight and how he struggled off that, and just be a pitcher and weather that inning, that 3-run inning, to then go out there and give us 6 innings, keep us in the ball game. I just don't know any human that can manage that, you know, those emotions, and how do you not take that to the mound? So yeah, we continue to just witness history.
Yeah, Dave, Glasnow to Vesia to Sasaki, how close to your plan was that? And can we call Sasaki the closer now?
You know, I don't know how close it was. I felt good with Glass tonight in some capacity, given he's going to start a potential game 4. I felt good about Vesia in some capacity tonight, and you know, with Roki, I just felt that the lane right there, you know, asking Alex to do an up-down, I just felt, you know, comfortable with him right there. So, you know, and honestly, I could have went to a couple other guys in those spots, but, you know, just kind of knowing who I got, I felt good about those guys we were running out there.
And also just the fact that, you know, tonight, right, Ohtani was, right, good but not great, right, pitching-wise, you know, with that second inning. The fact that he struck out 4 times tonight. The fact that you guys were still able to win the game, how important do you think that was?
It was huge. You know, he's not always going to be perfect, but I do feel that him giving up the still, go out there and give us 6 innings. So 5 innings tonight, he threw shutout baseball. Was huge. So it's a quality start for him. He gets the win, and this team's done it a lot. You know,
They had Ohtani on the ropes, and they were able to push those 3 runs across in that second inning. And then Ohtani just really settled in. This guy had 23 swings and misses. The Phillies had 23 swings and misses against Ohtani alone. 12 strikeouts tonight for the Phillies offense. They're just not getting it done. The top of the lineup obviously didn't get it done. Just 5 hits total on the evening for the Phillies. And this is, I said before the game, if the Phillies were to win and to move on and try and get to another World Series, they have to hit. They just didn't hit tonight.
Yeah.
And to go even further, I mean, Ben and I were talking about this. Those 12-6 curveballs, these pitchers that have 12-6 curveballs, especially against the Phillies left-handed hitters, they're eating them up. Eating them up with the curveballs. You saw Schwarber go down a couple times. You saw Harper go down a couple times. It was just all night long. It's like, all right, we're going to just flip this curveball up there, and you guys aren't hitting it.
Also, yeah.
And I will say, Ohtani, to his credit, this guy got touched up a little bit in that second inning. But from then on, he took it to a different level. The splits that he was throwing, Schwarber and Harper, were disgusting. They were unhittable. The curveballs that he was throwing, the lefties in particular, unhittable. And I think he just kind of settled in, found his niche out there, and just said, you know what? I'm just going to be better than you guys right now.
Rob, what went into the decision to bring Robertson back out after getting the 1 out to finish the 6th, I believe it was?
Well, I wanted to make sure we had a lefty on Ohtani. So if anybody else, if you bring another righty in, he's got to face Ohtani. So that's really what it came down to. Robbie didn't throw that many pitches. I mean, he was good to go.
Rob, what did you think about the at-bats from your top 3 guys in the lineup? Seemed like Ohtani handled them pretty well.
Yeah, he really pitched them well. You know, a lot of off-speed pitches, dotted his fastball. Ohtani was good tonight. He really was. So tip your cap and move on.
Rob, obviously going to Sosa there, felt like you're doing it to win the game because it's so important. So how do you kind of bounce back from this one? It's a tough one with, you know, you get to Ohtani early and you have a lead late and you let it slip away.
Yeah, it's a tough loss. But, you know, we got to shake it off and come out here Monday and get after it again. It's a shorter series. It's not a 7-game series. And you know, we got to put it behind us. And these guys are pretty good at that.
At the end, when you have the few runs there, that kind of shut you down. What was it in terms of what Ohtani and their bullpen did tonight?
Yeah, you know, like you said, we jumped on him pretty good. Thought Ohtani threw the ball really well. Obviously, heater, curveball split. Yeah, I mean, we jumped on him and then kind of laid low there for a little bit, and you know, they took some good swings and got ahead, and we weren't able to do any more than that.
What is it about Ohtani's arsenal that makes him, so obviously the velocity, but even beyond that?
Yeah, I would say the velocity probably the best, you know, out of the arsenal that he does have. haven't seen him much either, so that's a little tough as well. But like I said, I thought we missed a lot of pitches over the plate against them tonight, and that just can't happen.
Their bullpen as well, besides Ohtani, just talk about what they did in terms of keeping the guys in check.
Yeah, I mean, Glasnow comes out of the pen there, does got some traffic on base, and did a good job. And then obviously Sasaki comes in there at the end, and was making some pretty quality pitches there. So, like I said, it's up to us at the end of the day to go out there and keep having quality at bats and find a way to get a win.
What is it about Ohtani's arsenal that makes him so tricky?
Yeah, I just feel like it's all quality pitches. There's no, there's not a below average pitch. I feel like they're all above average, and he did a really good job of mixing up his pitches and putting them in quality spots.
Did it help to see Shohei pitching a couple fastballs against Brandon?
Not necessarily. I've actually never faced him before, so I think it was just, I was able to get barrel on it because he threw it in a spot that I could put a good swing on it. Obviously he has electric stuff, so there I was really just trying to shorten up and get barrel to the ball.
ご視聴ありがとうございました。チャンネル登録と高評価よろしくお願いします。